Today I'm going to be responding to a Mac publication on lesbian porn. In the past she's made publications saying the hijab isn't necessarily oppressive to women, and in this video that I'm going to be responding to, Natasha Noman here is saying you can crush the patriarchy by creating porn.
When you take into account the most searched term on Pornhub for the past 2 years, by men and women alike, was lesbian, you gotta be thinking, damn, that's a lot of lesbians and lesbian allies.
That was actually the last thing I was thinking, because I don't consider masturbating to pornography to be some kind of act of solidarity.
Lesbian porn is not for lesbians.
Really? So I have a problem with the assertion that there is real porn and fake porn.
Lesbian porn is created by men for men and involves two very straight chicks pretending to be into boobs.
Everyone in porn is pretending. We're talking about an industry that pays people to put on a performance.
Lesbian trade secret? Lesbian porn is not two straight femmed out chicks with long acrylic nails.
It's as if she thinks that porn provides an accurate depiction of what straight sex is supposed to be.
The length of a woman's nails can literally be a factor you use to determine if a woman's queer. Because, you know, ouch.
Do you know what else sounds pretty painful? Being choked with a penis, being gangbanged. You only have to look at the titles of some of these ridiculous productions to know the sexual orientation of the people in front of the camera is irrelevant.
Lesbian porn is performance created by men to fulfill a male fantasy.
Straight porn is also created by men, believe it or not. You'd have to be delusional to believe that that's what women actually want to be doing.
Consider that over half of young men and around a third of young women were exposed to porn before the age of 12. It's clear that
children are being exposed to pornography.
Porn has become a key form of sex ed.
How does porn educate children? Does it teach them how to avoid pregnancy? Does it teach them how to avoid catching STDs? Does it teach them how to avoid giving anyone else an STD? No, it does none of those things. What are you actually advocating here? Think about it.
A representation of lesbianism created for the male gaze not only misinforms, but also cheapens it by reducing it to a male-driven fetish, rather than a powerful expression of female sexuality, one free from men.
She's just pointed out that the porn industry is run by and for men, so I'm not sure how she's managed to reach the conclusion that if lesbians were to get together and exploit other lesbians for profit, by the way, because this is an industry, they would be able to free themselves from men. Lesbians themselves are less than 1% of the population. Lesbians who watch porn, the demographic that you're marketing it to is too small. This business model would never succeed unless it took steps to appeal to men, which might explain why we're seeing a bunch of videos from BuzzFeed, Girlfriends TV, Mike, selling real lesbian porn to the general population.
Speaking personally, this misrepresentation sucks.
What sucks is it's being represented at all.
I'm obviously into Netflix and chilling with a hot lady as much as the next guy, but not when she doesn't know that lesbian sex is creative and fluid and very often demands an expression of sexual predilections and desires that...
I don't even know what to respond to predilections and desires with. I just don't.
Almost by definition, lesbian sex doesn't allow you to be lazy or conventional.
Predilections and desire.
It's also the only kind of sex that demands female fulfillment.
Any sex involving a female ought to demand female fulfillment.
Another thing very often overlooked in porn and society.
By changing porn, we can change society. Even if that's true, I don't think it's true in the way that you're suggesting. If for no other reason, that all of your assumptions are wrong.
It's important to be creating realistic depictions of women having sex with each other.
I don't understand why this is important.
Because failing to do so continues the cycle of viewing lesbianism through an often misogynistic and male lens.
You're not going to change that by creating porn.
Status quo undermines my own identity. minority, along with an entire subset of the population.
I thought Natasha wanted to keep lesbian sex between lesbians, and now she's talking about representing it among the wider population. So which is it?
I'm told by a guy at a bar that I haven't had sex with the right dude or I haven't had the right D.
We used to have lesbian bars and spaces that we could go to escape men. That's gone now, thanks to the queer trans community.
When I'm harassed by men on the street because I'm kissing my girlfriend goodbye. When I'm told that lesbian sex isn't real sex, it's degrading.
Do you know what else is degrading? Porn.
And it immediately relegates lesbians and queer women to second-class citizenship.
All women have difficulty dealing with men who are bothering them. You're not going to change this by introducing this new type of porn.
So let's be better about what lesbian sex is. Awesome. And not for dudes.
If we create porn which exploits lesbians for lesbians, somehow we are smashing the patriarchy. I just feel like I don't even need to explain why this is wrong. It's just so stupid.
The children of the revolution.